This Dodge Caravan has 34 years worth of cigarette smoke and nasty grime covering every single surface, and is packing a stench that's enough to knock you out. The seats are black from tar, and the carpets are heavily stained. Today, I'll attempt to undo it all and turn this van into something you might actually want to sit in. Okay, as I get to work blasting the dirt and what remains of the snow off the caravan, I'm already thinking about the interior and hoping that I don't run into any issues when I start work on it in a little bit. One thing that's going to be a bit of a challenge though is that it's only got one rear door, and then add in the fact that it's 34 years old and things tend to not work as well when they're that old, so yeah, I'm just hoping that things go smoothly today. Now, as I continue working on the driver's side here, I can't help but wonder what was going through the minds of the engineering and design team at Dodge when they decided this van only needed one rear door. It seems like such an obvious thing now, considering the demographics of who buys vans, so it just makes me wonder if it was even discussed back then at all, or if it was scrapped due to cost or something like that. I'd be very curious to know the answer to that. Moving down to the wheels now, and because I know there's always comments about why some of the vehicles you see on the channel have steel wheels like this, well, I figured I'd answer that for you guys. Up here in Canada, it's very common for people to have a second set of wheels with dedicated winter tires, and because winter tires are already expensive, most people opt to just mount them on cheap steel rims rather than buying a second set of nicer rims, or paying to have the tires swapped over twice a year. It's far easier and cheaper to have a full second set of wheels. Okay, starting on the second row carpet floor mat, which is heavily stained after years of abuse, and given that, I'll use a very liberal amount of my carpet solution and agitate really well to ensure I can get everything loosened up and ready to be blasted away with the pressure washer, which, if you're wondering, is an electric pressure washer that I got from Green Can Pump here in Canada. Now I've got a link to it in the description for those of you who might be interested, or you can see it up close in the studio tour video that I did a couple of years back where I showed you guys all my equipment up close, so feel free to give that video a look if you're at all curious about my setup. Alright, it's finally time to get to work on the interior, and the first step here is to remove the door sill plates, which are typically screwed in on older vehicles. Newer ones all have plastic clips that hold them in place, but thankfully these screws weren't stripped or stuck, but the one did make it a bit challenging to get the piece removed. And as I get to work on vacuuming the carpets, well, you might notice that all the seats are still in the van, but that's not for lack of trying to get them out. Sometimes with older vehicles you run into bolts or mechanisms that are seized, and that's unfortunately what happened here. I would have loved to get all the seats removed today because it would have made my job significantly easier, but I wasn't willing to damage anything just for the sake of getting it removed. It's unfortunate for sure, but it's what I have to deal with, and I'll do my best to still make sure that every inch of the van is cleaned up to my standards. Moving up to the spot in between the two front seats where there was some sort of homemade wooden console that obviously had to be removed, and it looks like the driver of this van had a diet of chips, cigarettes, and goldfish crackers at one point. Actually, looking closer, the goldfish has turned completely green, probably mold, though I probably would too if I had to live in a van this gross. Seriously though, I don't have a ton of background on this vehicle, but what I do know is that it was recently inherited by someone who wanted to get it cleaned up, and considering how big of a job this is, rightly brought it to me. The van does have nearly 350,000 kilometers on it, but after looking under the hood, it does appear to be well maintained, so hopefully it's still got some life left in it. Okay, as I vacuum up the driver's footwell here, I just wanted to put in a shameless plug for my other channel, the Yard Geek, where I've been documenting every step of my acreage build. The latest episode features an enormous amount of mulch being delivered as I work to mulch my entire tree line and all my other plantings, some weed whacking because the weeds are relentless out here, and then I also got some security cameras installed in the house. If you haven't checked the channel out yet, then I'm going to ask you for a small favor. Take a look at it after this video and let me know what you thought either on this video or a Yard Geek video. And for those of you who are regular viewers already, let me know down in the comments here too, because I'm always curious to know how many people are coming from a Detail Geek video or finding the videos organically. Now as I continue working on extracting these filthy seats, I'm pleasantly surprised so far that they're pretty much turning out perfect because they were really dirty. As you might expect, I've been wearing my respirator the whole time I've been working on the interior due to the smell in here, so it's nice to see that a good chunk of the source of that smell is able to be sucked away. As for the rest though, the steamer is definitely going to get a good workout today. Okay, well given how extremely dirty this driver's seat is, I'm going ahead and seeing if my all-purpose cleaner can't get it a little bit cleaner, following the same process of course. I showed this in a video a few weeks back, but the reason I'm doing this is because sometimes the APC can remove certain things my carpet cleaner can't, and vice versa. Both are incredibly powerful cleaners, but chemically different, so being able to have that sort of 1-2 punch for a seat like this is huge. You can of course find both products on my website at detailgeekautocare.com, along with nearly every other product and tool that I use in these videos, and you know that if it can handle a vehicle this dirty, then whatever dirt or stain you've got in yours will be no match for it. Continuing my work on the carpets now, and if you've noticed, I'm still using both my carpet cleaner and APC for each section, simply because the carpets are filthy and I wanted to throw everything I had at them in an attempt to get them looking as good as I possibly can. Of course, like most older vehicles, the carpet in here has a longer and thicker pile than the newer stuff you might have in your car, which usually makes it easier to clean. The problem here though is that because this carpet is 34 years old, it's been discolored over time, so even though it's going to be clean when I'm done, you might still notice some color imbalances in the reveal shots. Okay, moving to the door panels now, where the lower carpet sections are really dirty too, and I'll of course follow the same process I have been with my carpet cleaner and APC, but I'm obviously being careful to not soak the speakers with cleaner. As for the upper sections, I'm going to have to steam clean those, and if you noticed how the drill brush loves to fling cleaner all over the place, had the plastics already been cleaned, I'd have to do that twice. I know I see this question all the time still regarding why I do the carpets before the plastics, and that's exactly why. It's just the smarter and more efficient way to do it. Here's the full bucket of absolutely nasty smelling water sucked out of the van today. Gross. Now for all the plastic in the interior here, I'm of course using my all-purpose cleaner and the steamer to get them clean. However, I should note that there's quite a bit of wear and tear all over some of the panels in the van, and while everything will be perfectly clean, it's not going to look perfect because cleaning isn't going to fix all the scratches and discoloration on the plastic. Okay, moving to the driver's seatbelt receiver that's covered in dirt, body oils, and tar, and despite this being really gross, I know it's all going to be gone in a few short seconds. I honestly can't think of a better way to show you guys how good a product works than to test it on the worst of the worst, the dirtiest and nastiest things you've ever seen, which is exactly what I do week in and week out on this channel. If you think about most of the advertisements you've seen in your life, you rarely get to see the product doing what it actually claims to do. Having just witnessed what you did with the seatbelt receiver and now the armrest, I think I've just definitively proven how good this combo is. You can find the APC on my website, and a link to the McCulloch steamer that I use is down in the description, and I would highly recommend giving them both a look. Okay guys, here's the main event now, which is the driver's door panel. Pretty clear this is the result of dirty and oily hands touching it over the course of decades, and while there's no doubt it's insanely gross, the fact that the material is able to be cleaned to look almost new again is a testament to the quality of plastics that are used in vehicles. Now I have ran into some newer vehicles where the plastics still look beat up after being cleaned, but usually that isn't the case. Now unfortunately, the upper fabric insert on this door is worn right through in the one spot, so it's not going to look perfect, but overall it's pretty remarkable at how good everything is turning out. Okay, now that the entire interior is clean, I'm going ahead and dressing and UV protecting all the plastics in here with some 303 aerospace protectant, which is widely regarded as the best UV protectant on the market. I apply it with a microfiber applicator pad and then just let it dry, and when it does, it'll leave everything with a nice matte finish, making everything look that much better. Okay guys, second last step on this van is to clean all the dirty glass inside and out using my glass cleaner and waffle weave towel, which you can of course find over on my website at detailgeekautocare.com. And if you happen to be the type that likes to stock up on detailing supplies, then you're in luck, as we're currently running a flash sale on all of our gallon chemicals, like the glass cleaner here, through Sunday, so now would be a great time to replenish your supply. Alright guys, well it took 12 long hours to undo the decades of abuse that this van suffered, but I gotta say, I am honestly pretty impressed with how good it turned out. Now if you guys enjoyed this transformation, make sure you smash the thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Enjoy the guitar outro, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.